this Israeli population that overwhelmingly supports what's going on with Israel's actions against Gaza, and that really portends really badly for the future of and doesn't suggest that it's something that's about to go away. What do you think about those two things?
Well, my understanding is that there have been thousands of Israelis post October 7th who have decided to migrate. And of course, an increasing number will be coming to these shores. And that reminds me of the movie Munich, which actually I would recommend. It's a Steven Spielberg movie detailing the Israeli response to what happened in the wake of killings of Israeli nationals at the 1972 Olympics. And of course, the film ends with some of the heroes of Israel winding up in New York City. And as I recall, the last scene of that movie is the Israeli heroes who had moved to New York City, and a shot framed in the background by the then existing Twin Towers, which, as you know, came down in a heap on September 11th, 2001. So the problem with that kind of migration is that it likely diminishes whatever pro-settlement, settlement in the sense of settling the conflict as opposed to settlements on the West Bank. It reduces the pro-settlement core of the Israeli population, which actually needs bolstering and strengthening. And certainly in 1956, as in 1947, 1948, and prior to that, and of course after that, there have been rather significant massacres of Palestinians, although it's fair to suggest that in some ways, Gaza has been the hardcore of Palestinian resistance. It's no accident, as historians like to say, that the Israelis were forced to pack up and leave their settlements in Gaza in the last decade or so, at the same time that settlements on the West Bank were expanding and escalating. Even today, with this rather vitriolic Israeli sentiment that we both made reference to, there is little talk about reestablishing settlements. There have been talks, of course, in Israel about a post-Hamas Gaza. There has been talk about expelling the Gazan population into the Sinai Desert. There has been talk about having Gaza descend into something equivalent to what we now see in Haiti. That is to say, with regard to paramilitary forces running amok, which would then give Israel a further excuse to suggest, well, you don't expect us to negotiate with them, do you? So I hate to be seemingly a bearer of doom and gloom, but at the same time, we must be realistic about what's going on there. We must be realistic about the history that led us to this point, and not proffer easy and simplistic remedies and solutions for a conflict that has unwound for decades.